Good morning and welcome to the O'Neill School and our annual All-School Military Appreciation Assembly. I'm John Elmore, the head of school, and I was in my first year at O'Neill when this event began. This is a very special place, and we are honored and proud to have so many military families in our community. On Veterans Day, and hopefully every day, we are grateful for the members of our armed forces who served in conflicts both named and unnamed. Today, we thank and honor all who serve and have served our nation. It is poignant that this Military Appreciation Assembly is O'Neill's first significant indoor public event since our benefit auction in March of 2020. You, military parents, children, and families, have our sincere respect and thanks for all that you do for our country and for O'Neill. To begin our program, the O'Neillers will lead us in the National Anthem. Please stand and join with his obedience. This year's guest speaker is retired Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Mcgraw. Mr. Mcgraw graduated from Mount St. Mary's University in 2000 and became an Army signal officer. He deployed 3 times in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and ended his military career as the J-8 Chief of Operations at Joint Special Operations Command, Fort Bragg. He retired in May of 2020. He is the father of O'Neill Falcons, TJ, class of 23, Taylor, class of 25, Morgan, class of 30, and Mark, class of 35. Please join me in welcoming Matthew Mcgraw.
Wow, that was an incredible performance by the O'Neillers, I think they're called. Just unbelievable. I hope I can do, my speech can do your guys' performance justice. The O'Neill School, good morning. To Mr. Elmore, the head of schools, faculty and staff, parents, fellow veterans, service members, and most importantly, students of O'Neill, thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. I'd be remiss if I first didn't acknowledge the significance of this gathering and what it means to the school. Collectively, as a community, a family, we are all able to finally gather together and do so in a manner that is safe, caring, and considerate. Additionally, as a father of 4 Falcons, I've had a unique perspective of how O'Neill has dealt with the pandemic from its beginning. Last year, my 4 children were spread across pre-K, elementary, middle school, and high school. So you can see if we got COVID, it wouldn't have been well for the school, to say the least. But through this, both Kim and I received emails from the head of school and Mr. Elmore on the risk mitigation and steps that were taken to ensure the school was a safe haven for education. We received 4 emails every week. I got to see firsthand how the athletic department dealt with developing our student athletes, competing with other schools, and broadcasting games to parents, family, and friends that couldn't attend games. I even got reprimanded by Mr. Franklin for not having my mask all the way up and wasn't even here at O'Neill. It was at another school. I thought he was saying hi to me. No, he was pointing up saying, hey, get your mask up. So it's just not you kids, it's even the parents that are being told to follow these procedures. From Mr. Elmore down to the staff, O'Neill has been a shining example within Moore County and North Carolina of how to manage, mitigate, and live with COVID-19. I think it's imperative to state that the school has never once shut down and continuously put the mental and physical health of our children first, a delicate balance, to say the least. Because of this, our children are better postured to be leaders, entrepreneurs, and educators going forward. And this is due to the hard work that the school has done. I would like to say, on behalf of all parents who send their most precious little ones, thank you for all that you have done. If we could, please give an ovation to the administration, teachers, and coaches of O'Neill. So, because we're in an academic setting, I'm going to pose a multiple choice question about Veterans Day. So the question is, after which American war was Veterans Day enacted? And you get 4 guesses, all right? So we're going to choose from 4 wars. It's going to be the Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War I, and World War II. Everybody has to put their hand up at least once, and you can't put it up for every single answer. I already see someone coming up. All right. So a show of hands. Who thinks it is the Revolutionary War? This is the war that gained our independence from people like Mr. Franklin. All right. It was our first war. So who here? So who here thinks it's the Revolutionary War? Show of hands. No, we got one. Great. Oh, we got a couple over there. All right. Good. All right, who thinks it's the Civil War? This is where, Okay, slavery ended. It was state against state, brother against brother. Who thinks it's the Civil War? All right, we got some over there. All right, great. Who thinks it's the World War I? The war to end all wars. Wow, looks like we got some people that think it's that. All right, good. That's probably about half. And lastly, who thinks it's World War II, in which we went to war with Germany again? All right, yep, we got some up there. All right, good. Okay, so those brave souls that said Revolutionary War, sorry, no, it wasn't the Revolutionary War. For those who thought that it was the Civil War, no, once again, not so much. For those of you that thought it was World War II, you're kind of on the right path. But the correct answer, and for a lot of us that answered, it's World War I. I'm very surprised at that. Good job. All right, so to give you guys a little history to that context, World War I officially ended with the Treaty of Versailles. It was signed on June 28, 1919. However, about 7 months prior to that, the war in Europe actually ended. World War I actually ended with an armistice between the German allies, or Germany and the Allies. And it actually happened on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. And for that reason, November 11th, 1918 was largely considered the end of the war and referred to as Armistice Day. Now, for the people that answered World War II, they're kind of right there because soon after World War II and the Korean War, on June 1st, 1954, at the urging of veterans, Congress amended the commemoration, changing the word Armistice, because it was referred to as Armistice Day, to now Veterans Day, so that this day would honor Americans that had served in foreign wars. So in short, this is the origins of Veterans Day. So over the past week, you've likely seen an increase in American flags flown throughout the community. The Sandhills always does a great job celebrating Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Veterans Day with patriotic colors, themes, and O'Neill is certainly no exception. In fact, I came to the school yesterday for TJ and I to go and hit baseballs at the nearby field. And I thought it was just as you entered the school, but it's throughout the entire school and really shows how we show patriotism during these holidays. The American flag is a symbol through any service member's career, be it 4 years, 20 years, or 40 years. I can remember when I was 17 years old, raising my right hand, reciting the oath of enlistment, and draped in the background was the American flag. My experiences, along with other service members, is remarkably the same. Through promotions, change of commands and responsibilities, retirement ceremonies, military balls, you name the military event, the American flag is always omnipresent. If you notice, our service members wear the American flag on their daily uniform. And if you look closely at the flag, it looks like it's pointed in the opposite direction. However, this isn't the case, as it depicts our service men and women going forward into battle. When the Pledge of Allegiance is recited, or our national anthem is played, just like we did just recently, a veteran's body and a service member's body is straight. Left arm down at their right side, or left arm down at their side, and the right hand over their heart, or our service members' position, they're usually straight down, with their eyes fixed and unmoving on the American flag. When a service member dies in battle, or by some other cause, the American flag is draped over the coffin. The flag is folded and given to a loved one as a final token of a thankful nation. For every American, our flag has different meanings and influences. For me, our flag symbolizes our country and its historic past, present, and future. Our flag represents our history. The United States was formed on the foundation of freedom, freedoms that we hold to this very day. Although we have had a checkered past, good and bad, concerning our freedoms and to whom those freedoms are shared, the foundational document that governs our nation, the Constitution, has over time continued to be realized to this very day. America, through its history, has fought wars against oppression, tyranny, and terror, and through it all has been a guiding beacon of light for the world to emulate. Our flag has been with us every step of the way. To me, our flag represents us as a nation as who we are now, a melting pot of different cultures, religions, and political and social beliefs. In less than 1 year, using our vast array of talent, resources, ingenuity, and innovation, we've led the world in finding multiple vaccinations for COVID-19 and continue to be the world leading the combating of this virus. And when disasters strike throughout the world, which happens regularly, America mobilizes its military, government, and citizens to render aid and support. Make no mistake about it, America is the leader of the foreign world, or free world, correction. Lastly, and most importantly to me and to most service members, our flag represents hope for a greater future. This truly is the land of opportunity. In America, a person can be whatever and whoever they want to be. Just recently, we lost a great American hero, General Colin Powell. General Powell was born in New York, raised in the South Bronx by parents who had immigrated from Jamaica. General Powell went from second lieutenant to four-star general in 35 years of military service and ended his service to our country as the Secretary of State, one of the most important positions that you can hold in government. There are countless stories of people starting from humble beginnings, making a difference in the United States and the world. General Powell was one of those people. Hope just isn't secular to the American people. We see this in millions of people from all over the world leaving their homelands and coming to America for greater opportunities, chasing their dreams, the American dream. This is what the American flag means to me as a veteran, and essentially what this country means to me as well. So as you walk about today, take in all the American flags on display and think about what that symbol and nation means to you. When Mr. Elmore approached me about talking with you on this day, he said the event coincided with the theme of this year, showing gratitude. And so for all your English teachers, you're going to love this. I'm going to give the definition for gratitude, as Webster defines, a feeling of appreciation or thanks. Furthermore, the word gratitude is derived from the Latin word gratis, which means thankful, pleasing. I hope I can speak for all service members and veterans when I say how much we are sincerely appreciative and thankful for what we receive on Veterans Day. However, as you thank a veteran this year, and yes, years past, there's typically a parent, a spouse, or children with them. While we as service members have served this nation through training, going abroad to show force, conduct humanitarian missions, or defend and fight for our country, our family members are serving right along with us. They may not raise their right hand to support and defend this great nation of ours, but they act as our anchor, providing a personal sense of purpose that every service member draws hope and inspiration upon. It is the spouse that takes on the additional burden while the service member is away, taking care of the house, raising kids, celebrating birthdays and holidays while their loved one is away. It is the children experiencing weeks, months, and sometimes longer than a year without their parent, and then every few years picking up and moving to a different portion of the country or the world. Our veterans understood the sacrifice they are making, but so do to their families. I'd ask that as you thank and show gratitude to our veterans, that you also take a moment and do the same to their family. To our service members home and abroad, my fellow veterans, and their families, thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Mcgraw, for your message and for your years of service. I appreciate and respect your insights on today's assembly, our school, and our communities. I hope that everyone will follow your example of focusing on things greater than self. When we started planning this event, our original idea was a series of smaller gatherings throughout the morning with students only, and the school simply thanking our military families, active duty personnel, veterans, spouses, and children. I am delighted instead to have everyone together this morning, but this event still requires a moment of thanks. Please welcome T.J. Mcgraw, class of 2023 Bradshaw Scholar, who will speak on behalf of the school and be followed by a tribute to our military families.
So hi, I'm TJ Mcgraw. I'm a junior here. I'm also a member of the baseball and the basketball team. Today I just want to take a moment to really honor all the brave men and women who fought for our country. We thank you for sacrificing your time, your body, and your mind for the betterment of the United States. Time spent in less than ideal places and time spent away from loved ones. For the mental and physical wounds that may never be healed. And I cannot begin to fathom the amount of stress being in the military can put on the mind and the body, and the amount of physical and mental toughness these men and women display on the daily. Thank you for committing your lives to service and fighting for our freedom so that we can enjoy the liberties of the United States. As my dad said, even the families of these individuals have made great sacrifices, as you can ask any military kid. We would be forever grateful for the sacrifices the armed forces have made for our country. Also, today I want to say a special thank you to some of O'Neill's own veterans, Mr. Charlie McCarney, Mr. Paul Moore, and Mr. Mark McGraw. If you happen to see either of them throughout the day, I would strongly encourage to give a simple thank you. Happy Veterans Day. Go on, be Air Force.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. And a special thanks to Ms. Agazy, the lower school, the O'Neillers, Blanche Hancock, Kari Smith, Jay Hammond, and the Parents Association who made this morning possible. And thanks again to Mr. Mcgraw and TJ for their words of thanks and celebration today.